here we are again. It's always such a pleasure. Remember when you tried to kill me twice?
I'm in space.
Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again, bringing you Chapter 3, The Return, in my Portal 2 video walkthrough. And here we are, once again, entering another test chamber. And this one's kind of strange because GlaDos is fucking with you. And you can't actually hit this first jump until she adjusts the level, because she's just winding you up, basically. And there's Wheatley there, giving you some words of wisdom, but he can't help you right now, because you're in GlaDos' trap at this moment in time, and you're indulging her in her testing ways. So just keep hopping on the pad like I do, looking up and down, wondering why the roof's not coming down. And she insults you twice, I think, and then she lowers it.
Well done. I'll just lower the ceiling.
One thing I would advise as well is raising your sensitivity for this game, because this game feels really fucking sluggish. Especially after you come off like Call of Duty or any other first-person shooter that you play, and it'll help you a lot. The only times it can screw with you is if you have to do some long-distance portaling, and then it can be a little annoying. But for the most, I think the higher sensitivities help this a lot, be a bit more streamlined. And right there, that's me being a little stupid, because I'd not put another portal to go through, so I just hit a wall. But this is a clever puzzle, this one. I liked this one a lot. And the first thing you want to take note of is that up there, because that's going to deploy a companion cube. And whenever, or one of those refracting things. But basically, the key to working this puzzle is using this to push you up so that you can fire yourself out of a different portal like that. And then once you're up here, well, sorry, you've got to go across to the other one before you can do anything. So you need to use that now and then bust across there. Because when you press the button, it releases the cube. The cube then allows you to do the puzzle. So I've done that in the wrong order, but, you know, I can't always remember the orders, so do bear with me. And this is a bit frustrating sometimes, because it doesn't always bounce you at the same time, because it's kind of like physics based, and you have more influence in the air than you probably think you do. And well, there's one area of the game that becomes a fucking annoyance, and that is when you're using I can't remember the name for them, but they're basically, think of a blue glowing tunnel. It's like a tunnel of air, and it carries you in a direction. And when you're in that, when you're looking around inside the influence of it, you can fall out, because you're moving yourself in midair, and that gets really frustrating really quickly. But once you've used the refraction thing, you now have to jump up to the other side of the balcony. So do the trick you did before, and now you're up here, you'll see the stairs to my right, but before you go up them, shoot a portal there, run across to the other side, and now the laser will go straight through, when you can hit it correctly, because I'm a fucking retard. Go on, gun, and there you go, it goes into the... No, it doesn't. I have to shoot this one again. So once it hits the hole, it opens the door, and then you can say another test chamber is down. But as per usual, it's going to be pretty standard stuff. If anything comes up, I will suggest quick tips for you. But I'm going to talk about something else. And please leave a comment if you prefer me to stay on topic at all times. I don't really know how my commentaries are going down these days, because I just have the few really reliable subscribers who come and comment on all my videos and like all my videos, and you guys know who you are, and I fucking love you. And everybody else who's a subscriber and doesn't, it's like, come on people, no one wants dead subscribers. I'd prefer people to unsubscribe if they're not going to watch stuff. But anyhow, what I am going to talk about is a film I watched the other night, and I'll tell you the story, actually, because this is a 20-minute video, so this could take some time as you watch me, solve these fucking crazy time and space mysteries. But UFC 131 happened on Saturday night, and my Sky retailer, which is the people that does the television, all the channels and everything, they don't have ESPN. That's the only sports channel on the package that we're on, which is like the package that gets everything. We get 90 fucking African channels, like 100 Asian and Oriental channels. We get like 5 Welsh channels, and we don't get the one fucking sport channel that I would like, because it's just gay. But suffice to say, UFC 131 happened, and I generally get it the next day thanks to the glorious nature that is the internet. And I fucked up because the the file that I found, I didn't notice when it had been uploaded, and it was fake. And I didn't know it was fake because these days, when you unrar things, you have to do the fucking, oh, to get your password, you must complete this survey. And you click on the survey, and it's like, do you want to win a Sony iPad? Not a Sony, sorry, an Apple iPad, you get what I mean. It's like, just fill in this form. It's like, who pays your gas bill? It's like, fuck you, who pays my gas bill? I just want to get this password. And then you put your details in, or you put fake details in, that's what I always do. Fake name, fake address, fake telephone number, fake gas bill, all that kind of shit. And then, as soon as you click submit, it loads another one. Are you getting the right prices on your car insurance? It's like, fuck you, dude, I want a password. And the next one's, like, is your microwave spinning at the right speed? And you just go through this fucking song and dance, and I hate it. It frustrates the dick off me. And they say they do it is so that it's not the automated services stealing bandwidth. It's like, if an automated system is stealing bandwidth, there should be a better way of sorting out this fucking problem than me funding Microsoft's marketing campaign. But make sure you carry the companion cube there so you can open the door. That is one of the easy mistakes to make, but it's a simple puzzle and it's fun to do. But anyhow, back on track. So, I downloaded the UFC 131 and started playing Call of Duty for pretty much a full day with my friends. And then when I turned it off about 12 o'clock at night, I wanted to sit down and watch me some UFC. And then when I fucked about with that file for 40 minutes, I didn't have it. So I downloaded something else, and because I was tired and because I was having computer problems, I ended up getting the wrong fucking event, don't ask me how. And it got to 3 o'clock in the morning and I didn't have it. So I started it downloading. I looked at a couple of films that I had. Kind of admitted defeat at this moment. And I put on the Adjustment Bureau, which has got good old Jason Bourne in it, if anybody doesn't know what this film is. And my goodness, I didn't know what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be politically, and it kind of is. I thought it was going to be, about the politics of people who are behind the scenes, keeping people in power and, doing all that kind of stuff. And I had no idea for what it was going to be. And I'm going to tell you right now, people, that film is fucking amazing. I enjoyed that film so much. I really did, because I didn't know where it was going, and it kept me interested through the entire thing. I loved it. And the basic premise of the film is Matt Damon plays a young politician. I say young, he's young for his profession. He's probably like 40 or something. And it looks like he's going to be the next senator of New York. But he gets slammed in the polls because somebody releases to the media this photo of him showing his ass at a party when he was younger and in college. And obviously, it's like they're dragging his name through the mud. It's a whole scum campaign kind of thing. And he ends up losing to his rival. But there are people that want him in power and don't want him to lose. So they start basically repairing his campaign. And at first, it's all kind of montagey. It's all kind of politically and jokey and full of speeches and some pretty nice transitions. And you're just thinking, it's going to be a political film. It's going to be one of those kind of movies that you watch and you don't really have too much interest in the subject matter, but it's well acted, it's well directed, and it's enjoyable because it's a high standard drama. And then it just fucking goes off the deep end. It's like, he goes to this meeting and there's these people that are trying to stop him from getting to it, and you don't really know why they're trying to stop him, but it's kind of weird and you're not too sure what's going on. But suffice to say, the person doesn't stop him correctly, and he gets there, and when he's walking through this building, he's saying hello to the receptionists and they're not responding at all, and it's kind of like, what's going on here? This is kind of weird. Is this like the high-flying world of politics that I don't know anything about? And it just makes you wonder a little bit. And then he goes into the office where he's supposed to be having this meeting, and his friends in the office completely immobilized. The guy is inert. It's as if somebody's turned his batteries off. He's not moving. The entire scene is frozen, and there's about 5 guys in this room all wearing black trench coats and helmets, and then there's 2 guys in immaculately looking like Dick Tracy, but tasteful colours, we're not talking yellow and shit, suits and hats inside, using what looks like a fucking shake wake cross with some kind of dildo on this dude's face. And Matt Damon's like, whoa, what's going off here? And they all look at him and they go, and then they're surprised to see him, and then they start chasing him through this building, and he's running away from this one guy in this suit, and the dude keeps getting in front of him, and it doesn't seem to make any sense how he's doing it. And then you see what he's doing. He's going up to doors, and when he opens the door, the other side of the door is a completely different place, and these doors are like fucking portals for these people, and it just goes mad. And it's kind of like the Truman Show crossed with like fucking, I don't even know. And it's fascinating, and it's such a good concept and such a good idea. And watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Watch it. The shit is great. I really liked it a lot. It's just a really interesting and imaginative film that I had absolutely no idea was going to be that way, and it's always the best kind of one. But this right now is an interesting puzzle. You start it off by using your portal to get over there to the light bridge. Then once you're on the light bridge, you have to use it to stop the companion cube from falling in the water. And the only problem with this is because the companion cube drops at a certain speed, when it hits the light bridge, sometimes it falls off. And then once you have the cube, you have to do some pretty creative fucking standing to get where you need to be. So grab your cube, come across here with it. I stand on top of it so that when the bridge gives way, I fall with the cube onto the next bridge and it doesn't fall off, because when you're standing on it, you anchor it down. Sometimes it doesn't work though, like then. Look at that shit. I get really unlucky in this puzzle a handful of times, and you'll just have to bear with me, but I do some pretty creative platforming to get my ass back over there. And originally, I was going to edit this out, so I just show you the flawless run of me coming in and, you know, getting business done. But I wanted you to see that if you're not careful with this, it fucks up a lot. So try and get it as central as you can. There's probably a better solution to this, but this is the one I came up with. And then grab it before you step off. That was the mistake I was making. If you grab it before you step off, you should be fine. But now you just have to lever the light bridge towards the exit and grab it. Do I grab it? I'm jumping. It's going to fall off again. Oh no. Thank God. Sure fit now. But there you go. Grab the cube, drop it on the plate. Test chamber down. And you're one step closer to, you know, more GlaDos statements in another loading screen. Because this game loads like a motherfucker. I ain't even gonna lie. I do apologise if it went slightly out of sync just then. I left the loading screen in, and when I trimmed it out, it affected the audio, and because this mic isn't as loud as my headset, I couldn't trim the audio enough to get it sounding correctly, so I was a couple seconds off with what I was saying before, but I should be back on track here. And you're being reintroduced to the hilarious turrets from the first Portal. And they show up a little bit in this game, but they're nowhere near as prolific as they were in the first game, and you can generally just kill them for a lot of the time, and you get to kill them with some lasers, which is kind of creative a bit later on. But these first few guys, I just drop the boxes on top of, because it's really, really useful against them. Also, if you pick the box up like I'm doing here, you can deflect, you can stop the bullets from hurting you. It isn't 100% bulletproof, because sometimes you'll get shot by like residual and you get fucked, but it can be useful. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to fire the portal above the plate so I can drop the box through it. And this is probably not the best approach for this puzzle. What I would advise is to focus on killing the turrets. Because if you can start dropping the turrets, you know, through the roof and through the floor and things, you'll thin the numbers down, and then you can pick them up and do kind of stuff like that. But it's all personal preference, this section, on how you approach it, and everybody's going to do it slightly different to each other, because it's one of the more, you know, robust environments to approach things. So while we've got this puzzle happening, which is kind of obvious, I'm going to talk a little bit about another film I've watched recently, which is Paul. And for anybody wondering, who's, you know, not as, you know, movie inclined as I am, Paul is the next movie by, is it Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, the people that brought you Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and various other things like Spaced. I don't know how much, you know, Nick Frost had to do with Space, but he was in it. And funny guys who make funny films, overly English films as well, with some of the dry sense of humour. And it's also got Seth Rogen in it, who plays the alien. And when I saw this film advertised at the cinema, and I saw that it was a CG alien pretty much throughout the entire thing, it kind of made me hesitant to watch it, because I'm kind of that asshole cynic these days who completely condemns CG unless it's done well. And that could possibly because I'm taking a film course at university that has a specialty in film and various other, creative medias. And it just kind of pisses me off. I like physical effects. I like practical effects. And CGI these days is so oversaturated that it does ruin films. It's just fact. And I really didn't notice it on this. Don't get me wrong, some of the lip syncing and shit like that was a little bit off, but I'll let them off because that is hard to do. I've done 3D, I'm still doing 3D, and that shit is difficult. But it was a really fun film. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I kind of thought it was going to be a little funnier. It's definitely got a lot more action than I expected. And there's a couple of castings in the film that are not necessarily conventional, but I really enjoyed them. The one that stood out the most to me was Jason Bateman, the guy who's usually plays, the neurotic business guy, the boss who's opinionated and always getting into kind of crazy situations. And in this, he plays a badass, and he plays it really, really well, and that was one of the more surprising aspects of the film. It definitely surprised me because I'm a fan of him. Some people think he's irritating, but I like him. And in this, he was just the right amount of badass. Really, really enjoyed it. But it's also got a lovely cameo by Sigourney Weaver and a lot of self-referential humour. So if you're interested in the nerd kind of humour / a bit of a UFO road trippy kind of thing going on, and just general daftness, it's pretty stellar. There's also a nice slant against creationists, which I just fucking worship, man, because I really don't like creationists. I don't like the bullshit that they believe in, and I don't like how they enjoy forcing their fucking dumb beliefs on other people, because it's just unnecessary. I am not the biggest fan of religion, purely because I look at it from an objective perspective, and I have a brain. That means absolutely no offence to people who are religious, because religion does a lot of good things. I didn't really want to get into a massively deep conversation right now, but I personally see a lot of negativity in what organised religion has become and how it's used in modern day life. But at the same time, everyone is entitled to their own beliefs, and forcing beliefs on somebody is the worst thing you can do. And one of the main reasons why religion in a modern society is less obvious and nowhere near as popular as it used to be, because people aren't indoctrinating the families anymore. But that's a conversation for another commentary, and I don't want to spoil the jovial fun of Portal with me fucking shitting on organised religion. But suffice to say, creationism is dumb. It's fucking stupid. And most people that believe in it are either from, really backwater places where inbreeding has occurred, or, I don't know. I really don't know. Crazy. Pure craziness. But back to the gameplay. Now we've done that test chamber, we can get back into another elevator, and you know what I mean? It's kind of linear, kind of just A to B to elevator to it's this. If this elevator was different every time, I don't think it'd have bothered me as much, but it really impacted my enjoyment on the game. Leave a comment if you feel the same, or if you understand where I'm coming from. I might just be a fucking freak, but I don't know. They could have just done a different transition. So, I mean, look at Star Wars. Wipes. Nothing but wipes. Who fucking uses wipes? I mean, don't get me wrong, it was the 70s when everyone were creating and, on more drugs than they were off drugs, but still, wipes. But once again, we've got another one of the light bridge puzzles, and this one's a clever one. I liked this one, and when you figure this one out, it's a good feeling. And what you need to do on this one is you need to use the light bridge in tandem with the companion cube to solve the problem. Because what happens is you pop that on there, and you can't really see its effect, but I think it's raising and lowering the platform. So when you take it off, the platform comes back down. So what you do is, if you carry this onto the light bridge, you can then position it over the plate, and then when you change your portal from the light bridge, it will drop the box onto the plate. And I don't know about you guys, but this shit is so clever. I really enjoyed figuring this one out. But there you go, line it up, make sure it's good, then run over and stand on the plate before you change the portal, because as soon as the portal disappears, the box will drop, and then it will pressurize the plate, and you'll start rising. And there you go. That is possibly the last test chamber of Chapter 3. And another elevator for, you know, all our hard work there. So GlaDos is going to talk to us a little bit. We're getting the elevator and level down. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting. I hope it helps. I hope you're enjoying it. And I'll speak to you in another video. You take care now.